As humans, we create new needs from our wants. We also create wants from our needs, and sometimes the line is blurred. Time is progressing to involve more advanced technology, and in turn, our needs are starting to involve more materialistic things. As Igner said, we have our basic needs. We also create materialistic wants from them. If you can figure out what you need from what you want, it's much easier to live comfortably and not waste big bucks. An easy way to determine the difference between a want and a need is, do you need it for career advancement or did you think it looks cool? For me, I see my needs as what's going to get me from point A to point B. For most people, this can involve a simple computer, internet, and a means of travel. We have our basic needs, but as society progresses, there's more that we need to satisfy our day-to-day lives. As we look into the future, we also need the tools to be considered a successful part of society. Our needs continue to evolve just as we have. When something becomes a need, we become more dependent on it as a group. Different fields and different professions have their own unique needs. We do live to be a little bit materialistic in the situation we are in. A person has to learn to treat themselves to stay sane every once in a while. When you don't have something that you can say, it's nice to have this, it's hard to be seen as something other than a robot. For something to be one, I have to consider it as something for societal gain. It's something materialistic, so much so that it's something that doesn't need to be flourished, but it's done anyway. If it's something to get people thinking a certain way about you, it's a want. Lingerie isn't a need. You don't need it for your sex life. It's more of a want, something you want to have to make someone think one way about you. In other words, it's a tool for societal gain. A way to see if it's a need or a want is to ask a series of questions. I like to ask myself, do I need it to pass a class? Do I need it for my job? Do I need it for profit? If I can answer yes to any of those questions, it's registered as a need. Does it look cool? Do my friends think it's cool? Does this look like something I would use a few times? Are want questions. If it doesn't start with a do I, it's most definitely not a need. Wants can become needs, as stated earlier. Needs can also become wants. Not every need lasts forever, which is what differentiates it from basic needs. Sometimes you could use an object for your work. When you quit and you continue using it for personal reasons, it becomes a want. When a want becomes a need, it's more like wanting an extra nice computer for video games. Then when you decide to become a full-time gaming live streamer, you'll need a better than most computer to keep at your job. A person needs to think if it's going to gain you money, then it's probably a need. We strive to live comfortably, and for that our wants and needs will switch. Clothes that will be a want can become a need if you aren't in a financial stable situation. There are ways to watch over your needs and wants. Growing up with not a lot of money for wants and more for needs, you have to learn how to budget yourself. The money earned and saved is split. Most of it is set aside for the needs and small portions dedicated to wants. A person has to understand when you need to treat yourself, but also make sure they're in a financial stable situation for them to live. If I were to allocate more money, the wants of my personal life, my hobbies would definitely change. I wouldn't be more focused on gaming art as a side career, so I would have a basic computer. I would most likely have more clothes and junk food, investing more into my looks. The way people spend their money on certain things affects them from where they live to how they live. Sometimes, needs have to take urgency over wants for different life situations. Even then, it's hard to get past the tough times. Everyone learns how to live for themselves and then others. One person's wants can be another person's needs, and vice versa. At any time, anything can change from where you wanted your need to you need what you wanted. Materialistic or not, we create things for ourselves to need. We learn to depend on one thing that beforehand was just something cool to have. Budgeting yourself to accommodate yourself is something everyone needs to know. Wants and needs will always be around, whether we agree on what is what or not.